Yes. Well, welcome you guys. I appreciate everybody that's here, everybody that's online. Thank you for being here this morning. Yeah, let's jump right in.
Gratitude. All right, guys, who's got gratitude?
You're-
Oh, got it. Get rid of the got it. Thank you. Who's running?
So some of you guys may know that my partner Jake is taking his bar exam today and tomorrow. So just want to say thank you to everyone on the leadership team and the agents that have been wishing us luck. It's obviously a stressful time for him and for me, but it's been really good to have everyone's support. So he says thank you to everyone who's wished him good luck. I dropped him off this morning, like dropping your kid off. I was like, cry. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's wished him luck, and I'll let you all know in October when we get his results. So thanks.
With that, Jordan is actually going to be out Thursday and Friday. We're all gonna just give me everything you need from her. I'm gonna try and fill those shoes. But yeah, we're super excited for Jake and for you. So good job.
What are you guys gonna do? Like nap or?
Dog sit.
That'll be fantastic. It'll be, the weather will be. Yeah. Right? Everybody else?
Actually, this is funny. I walked into Jordan yesterday and I said, oh, so I have a thank you. I'm not even going to say the agent out loud. Well, okay, I will, but it was Janet. I mean, how often do you get someone to call you to say, I don't think you're charging me enough money? I had an agent call me yesterday to say, I don't think I'm getting billed properly each month. And I was like, well, you should be. I mean, everybody gets billed the same. I went and looked at it. No, I might have forgot when we give away those coupons at Rosie's and different events where you can earn like so many months of, free, no tech fee or something for like 6 months. She was the one who got the 1 year. Forgot to change it. So thank you, Jeanette, for your honesty, because I went through all of them yesterday and everybody else is getting billed properly.
There you go.
So I just had to say thank you. I thought that was an awesome call because she was so devastated that I didn't do it the last 2 months.
But now,
Carrie. Me, Carrie.
Is that Martha?
Hello.
What did she say? What did you say, Martha?
I want to say thank you to
Very
you
good.
guys. I'm so thankful for you guys. They support the festival, the Independence of Colombia this weekend. We have so much fun, and thank you for you guys to supporting us. Thank you so much.
thank you for continuing to do it and to continue to be out in the community and bringing value to people. We're thankful every time we get to participate.
Yeah, everything is Mexican, right? So this is the first time Colombia. So I'm so glad that you guys supporting the Colombian culture too.
We're here to support all of you.
That's culture. That's culture.
That's all.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else online? Right.
All right. That's it. Yeah, rock and roll.
All right, you guys, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor for today's team meeting. The lovely breakfast that you guys are all eating was from Renovation Cells, and Amanda is right back here. So with the next slide, perfect. So following the team meeting, we will have Amanda teaching a workshop. Did you want to come up and just give a quick minute about what it is?
Everyone. Yes. So after the team meeting, I'll be teaching a workshop. We'll be talking about how not to over renovate a home as well as not to under renovate a home before hitting the market. We'll have some specific examples of projects that we've worked on in the Twin Cities with some photos of what the listing photos look like before and after, and how much the sellers profited off of doing some pre-sale renovations.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Right. No, I got mine. Yeah, you can do this one. I'll do this one. All right. So we're going to rip through some of the new listings first, talk a little bit about those, and we're going to do some upcoming and some needs conversation. Let's see. Rico, my man, tell me a little bit about 855 Watson Avenue.
Or they have to be back, listed at 375. If I want a price drop or something. Yeah, if anybody trying to buy it in this area, just let me know. I know.
It's family. Here, that's what we're calling it. Yeah, and it's been an easy listen for you, right? Oh, I think as a lot of us know, and a lot of you online, working with family in our business, not always the easiest to set up, but you've got to go job on that. Even if they don't think so, I got you.
What's that said here? I was the listing agent on that house about a year and a half ago. And the fellow that is representing, representing has done an unbelievable job to give that home.
Really?
It's crazy. Wasn't that a form? It's like a new building.
Yeah. There you go, my man. Who's else in the room today? It's right.
There's flu.
No, it's summer.
Oh, that's right. And then next will be skip. Okay.
That's what they said. That's what they said on the leadership call. Sometimes we have a tendency, but it is summer. We hope that those of you that are joining us online, we thank you. And if you know somebody who should be here, let them know. Carrie will wrangle them in. All right, so let's do this with everybody in the room or anybody who is online. Let's talk briefly about some new listings or things that are coming to the market. Any new listings that are coming to the market right now?
It's coming that we don't know yet.
Island Key in Egan, in the countryside hollow area, Egan right off of Dimsley. It is an unbelievably pretty house.
Really?
It was where we talked about this. This is the 4-bedroom, 4-bath, almost 4,000 square feet.
Oh,
Family feet. It's got about a third of an acre in the backyard. Got a floral arrangement and landscaping of the big box. And it is jealous.
idiots are jealous. Yeah,
It's a great house. Yeah,
awesome.
39.
How did you guys, how'd you stumble across that listing? Referral from a longtime friend. How do you keep in touch with your longtime friends?
Well, this guy. But.
You're in touch all the time. So he'd be an advocate for your business.
Well, yes, in this particular corner of the house, I just described, he and my friend were together.
Nice. Oh, relationships matter. There we go. Anybody else with an upcoming listing that they want to promote a little bit?
Anybody online have anything? Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out for Dave Pearson. I sent out a buyer opportunity that he has a listing. It is 1133 Hague Avenue. I sent out an email to the office yesterday, so they have it priced as is at 285 pre-market. If it goes on the MLS, it'll go up to 324.9. But yeah, he just wanted it to get out to the office. If you guys have any buyers, I know there's some, I think, sweat equity that needs to be done, if that's the correct terminology. I don't know. But yeah, 1133 Hague in St. Paul.
HGE.
HAGUE.
Okay, it is. Okay. That is in St. Paul.
Yep. Century Modern. I think it's 285 as is.
Be fine. All right. Anything else? Great. How about buyers? Anybody have a buyer they're working with right now where they can't find a property for that buyer? Good.
I do, I have a buyer need that I cannot find anything.
What do you got, Martha? We'll get yours.
Around Columbia Heights, I need 4 bedrooms. It's just 4 bedrooms. He wants a big lot up to 500. Can be Roseville, Columbia Heights, Shoreview. I don't know, around those areas, just 4 bedrooms, that's all he wants. Or more. But I can't find anything. Somebody has something. Let me know.
Martha. It's Martha,
Yeah.
if anybody has anything.
If you know
And
anybody-
another one in Apple Valley, 3 bedrooms, can be a townhome. Up to 350. In Apple Valley. A nice house or a townhome. Thank you.
Elizabeth have one in Apple Valley? Somebody just. Somebody just did like last week. Somebody had one in Apple Valley last week. We'll find it. All right.
One in the chat, Carissa has 2601 Morgan Ave North as is fixer listing. I have
Cute.
for 199K, looking for an investor and sweat equity buyer. So that is 2601 Morgan Ave North.
Where is that?
2601 Morgan Avenue North. 199. Sweat equity. Investor special. 99. All right, Rico, what do you got coming in? You're looking forward?
Looking for 2 bed, anywhere but yeah.
2 bed, 2 bath, under 25. Anywhere in Minneapolis.
But
That's Rico that is looking for that. Well, anywhere but Minneapolis. Single family townhome condo. Hotels? Isaac. Yeah. Fire needs?
no,
Anybody else? Chad?
Apartment, buyer. Anything 6 to 20 unit apartment buildings,
Right.
anyone has anything. We have 1031 buyers or cash. Or if apartment sellers want to do contact, lead like seller financing, we have probably 10 homes.
So, if any of you know or have communication in your sphere, with anybody that owns apartment buildings, I think it's an incredible time for some of those people liquidate.
You know, if you want to get out of St. Paul, Minneapolis, move to the suburbs, they can sell and exchange it into something. We have a ton of buyers.
That's awesome. Oh, I think there's a lot of opportunity in that market. There was a MinRIA meeting conversation for work real estate agents that for a conversation that had spilled out into a different conversation. It said that a number of landlord property owners of, like single property owners like myself, the average age of that was like 16 years old. So these people have owned some of these for 12, 15, 20 years. People are looking to transition that wealth out now. And with things like that, not have the responsibility. So, somebody or getting into communication conversation. This is a really good opportunity to help them understand how they could 1031 using that transfer to move into something that they could manage more easily, maybe closer to home, and that is more in alignment with what their wealth goals are. So don't hesitate to have that conversation. And bring Chad in when you have a conversation that you're thinking about. This might be a benefit, and that maybe you feel a little bit out of your depth. Chad's a fantastic resource for our agents. #1 individual commercial real estate agent in the region. Let's yeah, right here. All right.
Okay, so super exciting, you guys. Colin and Madeline Burkholder have had their baby girl. So I will also send out all this info after the team meeting. Just a heads up, I'm going to be sending out weekly follow-up emails from the team meeting with any links and stuff that you guys may have missed. So that'll be coming out weekly. So this will be included in there, but her name is Sonova, which is after Madeline's Norwegian grandmother, I believe. So they're going to call her Nova, but she was born July 10th. Baby mom, healthy as can be. So very happy to hear that. We're hoping to meet her soon, but obviously the first couple weeks are going to be a little bit crazy for them. So if you guys are willing, we do have this meal train available. If you don't want to worry about cooking or bringing stuff over to their house, there's options for gift cards, DoorDash, Chipotle, Panera, any of those types of things. So I know they would appreciate anything anybody is able to offer. And so I'll send this out, post it on the Facebook page so you have it again, but so cute.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Y'all, and for those of you that have kids, you all know what that first couple, that first 18 years feels like, so. It's a lot. Yeah, that's awesome, you guys. I appreciate you guys setting that up, and that's something that I'll definitely participate in. So congratulations to them and their beautiful. Yeah. Right. All right. This is
Yep.
Jordan's meeting.
Okay, you guys. So as some of you may know, August 1st, every year, the form changes come out. So we have a quick video after this slide that we're going to watch that just kind of outlines some of those changes. But Lynn will be joining next week's team meeting to discuss them in more detail, as well as do a Q&A session around it. Also this Thursday at 11 a.m., there is the forms class with Greg Hartos. So that's via Zoom. So if you can attend that, definitely a good thing as well, just to make sure that you guys are aware and, know how to fill out the forms with the changes. So we're going to watch a quick video. I'm going to have to stop screen sharing and then reshare it because I forgot to share the sound. It's about 7 minutes. It just kind of outlines the different changes.
I've ever heard.
Hello, Minnesota Realtors. Welcome to the 2023 Forms Changes Overview. Here I'll provide an update to the forms changes made by the Minnesota Realtors Forms Committee. These changes go into effect on August 1st, 2023. To begin, I'll explain changes made to our residential forms, then I'll discuss changes made to our commercial forms, and I'll conclude with an explanation of new forms for 2023. Purchase agreements. This will be our residential purchase agreement, the vacant land purchase agreement, and our new construction purchase agreement. So first, the word "or" was added in between the two checkbox options in the mortgage financing contingency to clarify that buyers should be selecting one checkbox or the other, but not both. Second, the written statement section of the mortgage financing contingency was also changed. We found that the written statement provision of our purchase agreements did not address transactions where the lender waived the appraisal. So the Forms Committee included language permitting the buyer to indicate that an appraisal satisfactory to the lender has been completed or the lender has waived the appraisal. Finally, the inspection contingency was also revised. It now provides, if buyer cancels this purchase agreement, then this purchase agreement is canceled. This change was made for consistency with other sections of the purchase agreement and to permit the purchase agreement canceled by its own terms for statutory cancellation purposes. And second, in the inspection contingency section, the word intent was replaced with election for additional clarity. Addendum or amendment to purchase agreement, buyer's move-in agreement, seller's rent-back agreement, and the residential lease agreement. So in June of 2021, Chapter 193 of the St. Paul Legislative Code, commonly referred to as the Stable, Accessible, Fair, and Equitable Housing Tenant Protection Ordinance, was repealed. Under the ordinance, residential leases for property in the city of St. Paul were required to include a just cause notice. So we included that notice in our buyer's move-in and seller's rent-back addendum or amendment to our purchase agreement, as well as our residential lease agreement. Since the ordinance was repealed, the just cause notice has been removed from our forms. Disclosure statements. Now, this will be seller's property disclosure statement, the vacant land disclosure statement, and the seller's property disclosure. So this year, Minnesota statute section 355.155 was amended to introduce new disclosure obligations for owners of property where chronic wasting disease is detected. Accordingly, we have updated our disclosure statements to ask whether chronic wasting disease has been detected on the property. Now for our residential lease agreement, there were several amendments were made to Chapter 504B of the Minnesota statutes, which pertains to landlords and tenants. These amendments required 5 substantive changes to Minnesota Realtors residential lease. First, lines were added for one-time non-optional fees disclosures and recurring non-optional fee disclosures. Second, another line was added to disclose the total monthly payment, which specifies that the total monthly payment is the sum total of rent plus reoccurring non-optional fees. Third, in the utility section on the first page, the word "or" was included to make it clear that utilities can be paid by the owner or the tenant, or the utilities can be paid in part by the landlord or the tenant. Fourth, new initial and move-out inspection sections were added to conform with Chapter 504B as amended. That requires that a landlord notify a tenant of their option to request an initial and final inspection. And fifth, the inspection of the premises and right of entry section was modified to state that a landlord must provide at least 24-hour notice to the tenant prior to entry. But the tenant may permit earlier entry, and the landlord can only enter between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. unless the landlord and tenant agree to an earlier or later time. We'll move now to commercial forms. So in the addendum to the commercial purchase agreement, conventional SBA, other mortgage financing form, we made the following change for consistency with our residential forms. So 2 changes were made. First, the word "or" was added in between the 2 checkbox options in the mortgage financing contingency, again to clarify that buyers should be selecting one checkbox or the other, but not both. And second, the phrase "or the lenders have waived the appraisal" was added to address transactions where the lender has waived the appraisal. Now we'll discuss new forms. On the residential side, we created an addendum or amendment to listing contract, buyer representation contract, or facilitator services agreement. So the Forms Committee approved adoption of this new form, which can serve as either an addendum or an amendment to listing contracts, buyer representation contracts, or facilitator services agreements. Next, we created a disclosure statement, chronic wasting disease form. So as mentioned earlier, under Minnesota statute section 355.155, as amended, owners of property where chronic wasting disease is detected must comply with new statutory disclosure and other requirements. We developed this new disclosure statement to ensure that sellers satisfy the requirements of the statute. What are those requirements? Well, generally speaking, there are 8 requirements that apply to owners of property where chronic wasting disease is detected. First, owners must cooperate with the inspection of the property by the Board of Animal Health and Department of Natural Resources, conservation officers, and wildlife managers. Second, depopulate the property of cervidae. Cervidae includes white-tailed deer, mule deer, red deer, elk, moose, caribou, reindeer, and muntjac. Third, verify any herd of farm cervidae by an accredited veterinarian every 12 months. Fourth, maintain fencing. 5, refrain from raising cervidae for at least 10 years. 6, properly dispose of the animals. 7th, Prior to selling or transferring the property, disclose in writing the date of depopulation and the other statutory requirements specified above. And eighth, record with the county recorder or registrar of titles a notice containing the date of detection and depopulation and any other information required by the Board of Animal Health. The new disclosure statement, chronic wasting disease, is designed to ensure that all these various requirements are met. Now on the commercial side, the Forms Committee approved adoption of a new form that can serve as either an addendum or an amendment to the listing contract or buyer representation contracts. Finally, all Minnesota Realtor forms will be modified to update the copyright information on the upper right corner of the forms, removing the city from the copyright. And those are the changes for 2023. Thank you very much.
Back there again.
All right, you guys, thank you for watching that video. I'll send out that link as well as the info on the 11 a.m. forms training that is via Zoom on Thursday of this week. Just really quick, so next Friday, August 4th, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., we will be having a group of volunteers from our office that are going to Roseville Covenant Church to participate in a free farmers market with Keystone Community Services. So I do actually, the 5 or 6 is kind of now more like 2 or 3 spots left. So really would love to have anyone that's interested. It's a Friday morning. It's 3.5 hours. It'll be quick. Hopefully it won't be as hot as it's going to be this week. But it's outside. They'll give us vests and we'll pack produce into bags, load bags into vehicles, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're interested in participating, like I said, we have about 6 or 7, so we maybe have 2 or 3 spots left. Just shoot me an email, let me know, and I'll get you added to the list, and I'll send out kind of some info as we get a little bit closer next week. So, hey, thanks.
Fun way to spend your Friday morning, guys. So it's a good opportunity to network. All right, we're going to be doing our big push, you guys, in the next 6 months is to get as many people that you know, that you may know, or that someone that you know knows, an opportunity to be their own boss, to get into business for themselves, stretch their entrepreneurial legs, and where better to do it than the Williams, right? We're going to be doing career nights. We're going to be discussing, encouraging, reaching out. So a few things that I would love to see here. If you feel so inclined, we would love for you guys to share this on your social, right? Giving people an opportunity, and again, real estate career nights are not new. Most of us, you've seen them before. You've seen them here. You've seen them in other places. The difference, though, is right now there's an opportunity where market is shifted or continues to be in a shift mode. A lot of agents that we know are taking a step back. This gives new agents an opportunity to accelerate their business, or new entrepreneurs to step into real estate and to accelerate into the next growth phase in our market. And while we're not there necessarily today, we're starting to see signs of this. So if you know somebody who's just sick and tired of a job that doesn't give them what they want, it's not monetarily providing, they're not happy and satisfied with the work they're doing, they want to be their own boss, we can show them how to do the work, you guys. We have the most successful launch platform for real estate agents in the world. You guys, I want you to hear that one more time. Keller Williams has the most successful launch platform for new agents in the world. So if you know somebody who loves to be around people, they're a self-starter, let's get them into real estate. Let's give them an opportunity to change their lives and the lives of their children and their children's children by creating real generational wealth. We will be here Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 5:30 to 6:30, changing lives. Send somebody to us, put them in your downline, change your life, change their life.
So you can just scan this, correct? And so if you scan this does not register you. This will give you some graphics that you can share on your social media. Definitely do that. And just kind of on top of that, all of our social media, as you see posts on our internal for our external page, especially on our external. Obviously, some of the things on internal don't go outside, but if you see stuff, post it, share it, like it. We really also want to continue growing our social media presence, and we need everybody's support in doing that. Sharing the things you see when we're holding events, open to outside brokerage. Anything that can benefit somebody, definitely share that.
You guys, it's a good passive touch for you, saying, hey, this is a real estate career night. Maybe somebody from your database or your sphere ends up in real estate, right? You can win from that as well. Don't think of this as a loss. This is an opportunity. You touch your people. You may have no interest in being in real estate. They're reminded of the fact that you are in real estate. It's a good passive touch. We would love for you to share this. So thank you for helping us grow our market center. It's a incredible culture move for you guys to help. So we appreciate that. Every time I see this, I want to sing the song. I'm not singing it.
Okay,
But it's a good song.
so raise your hand. You're going on the boat cruise.
Go raise your hand.
Go get it up. Come on, Richard.
Richard,
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth,
and good answer. Chad.
Todd will be there. We have a
Todd will be
celebrity
there.
guest. He will be there that day. It is Todd.
I'm gonna do the mics. We've got lots of spots
No.
open. As this is an awesome event. Brendan, jump in, share a little bit more about it.
I've had a lot of people reach out asking what the cost is for this.
Free.
This is free.
This is from us. This is us too.
Yep. So there will be a cash bar that is open on the boat if you would like to purchase any drinks. Otherwise, heavy appetizers will be served. It'll be similar to last year, like chips and dip, veggies, just some light stuff.
Skewers.
And so Tuesday, August 22nd, we won't have a team meeting. So this will kind of be in place of that. And boarding for the boat starts around 10:20, 10 to 10:45. So you really got to be on there
Do
before.
Do not be late. Last year, Peter Hiller had to jump from the dock to the boat where we had a rope hanging and then pulled his little body up. So just saying.
So we'll take off at 11 a.m. sharp. So just make sure you're there no later than 10:30, 10:45. Plenty of parking around there too. I know last year that was kind of a worry, but it seemed to be fine because it was in the morning. So
And watch when you do board the boat, just gonna say, because we aren't down at the bottom greeting you, just the little captain people are. There was 3 different boat cruises. I'll get on the one that is all, how do I say that politely? 75 and above. Let's just say,
Well, hold on here. Get on that boat. There's a lot of opportunity. Okay, let's not deny ourselves of an opportunity. We would love to have
This
you on
is
our
true.
boat though.
this is true.
So I'll be on the top of the boat just waving like this until we go to the park. So
and final thing, last year I brought a little Bose speaker, but it was too low on the boat. So if anybody has a portable kind of big speaker that's maybe a little bit louder than a normal house speaker would be, definitely let me know. I'll also post that on the Facebook page. Just was fun having music.
Yeah.
There's drinks and food and music and fun. So
and then you're downtown Stillwater afterward. So it's time to check out downtown Stillwater too.
sorry, last thing I'll say. The final day to register is August 8th. So about a week and a half. We need to get them final numbers. So if you're on the fence about it, just do it. Just come.
It is seriously a ton of fun. We had a great time. It was a blast. I have to find the picture from last year where we were tipping the boat because we all got at one side.
I think I was there last, I know I was
You were
there,
there.
but I think I was trying to take the pictures from like on top of this like chair and they made me do things even then I didn't want to do.
It was fun. All right, first cold one.
All right, so you guys, we are going to start this again and want to talk a little bit about this. We're going to be a lot more purposeful in our promotion of this and in our execution of this. So not only, last time we had what, where's Alec? 437 bound calls, correct, Alec? The last one, yeah. In a limited amount of time, you guys. So one, we know that it's impactful. So if you keep hearing it, you're like, well, we're going to be doing this quarterly. The intention is that we're staying in front of people. We're getting them to call us, which is a really great way for you guys to engage people, right? Because they're calling you. We're giving away $1,000. So here's the deal. If we get early registrations, we're going to encourage one of our vendors to participate that evening by bringing in some pizza or some subs, something that's simple, but again, keeping you fed. And then we're also going to give away $1,000. We're also going to give away 100 to the agent that participates, not in cash, but 50 for this call night, 50 for the next. So we keep them engaged as well. So guys, you're going to hear a lot about this. We're going to beat this to death. And the reason is because it gets the calls to come in. It gives you guys an opportunity to be in conversation with people without having to make the phone ring or without having to dial it yourself. So
I'm a new agent. Will you explain to me, how does that work? I'm confused.
So what we do is we use social media. So between social media posts, we're encouraging you to reach into your command database because I know you all are actively using command, right? Exactly. And you're using some touches in there, some emails in there, and then some social. Encourage them to get you to call that night. They're going to call you. You're going to talk briefly. Essentially, this is a really easy lead in to say, hey, Isaac, thanks for calling me, man. That's awesome. You're registered. Hey, I'd love to talk to you more, but my phone keeps ringing with people tonight. My phone keeps ringing with people tonight. I'd love to talk to you more about where you're at with your real estate right now. They're going to say, oh, I might, I'm thinking about moving. I'm thinking about staying. We're never going to move. I just want to have a conversation. Can I call you Tuesday? I'll reach out after this. This is a really great opportunity for you guys to do one thing that you should be doing consistently, right? Is telling your people, this is when they call you and they get to win $1,000 for it. And they can refer other people that they know to call you as well. Again, one to win the chance at $1,000 and the other is for you to encourage the growth in you being a source for their audience, them, for their purchase, for their son, their daughter, or someone that they know, or their neighbor. You got to be in contact with you. You got to be top of mind. This is the top of mind exercise.
Martha,
So the rule for us is to ask for questions, right?
Yes.
3 questions.
No, you're right. No,
3 questions.
Yeah, but
You can ask more.
to make sure that we ask those questions, because it's impossible that one agent may receive 80 phone calls. So we need to make sure that
I
it's
want to ask those questions.
I'm going to stand behind that person.
We'll walk around. Walk around. Yeah.
80 phone calls is impossible.
Right.
It's possible in 2 hours.
So the idea, you guys, is that Martha's suggesting, is to be purposeful with the phone call. To get them through some conversations so you have a reason to follow up. And then, Alec, what are we going to do the next day?
We are going to edit for all of those contacts for the database.
That's it. So we felt as a leadership team that the one failure in this was the fact that a lot of people had come. We had a great turnout that night. There was a lot of energy in the room. Everybody gets out of here, they go home, and guess what? They don't get added to the database. There's no update. There's no information. So guess what? It's still purposeful, but it wasn't as impactful because now you don't know who called, and I know people called me. We, in this market, I think if we've learned anything is you have to engage them even when their hand is not up, right? A lot of our clients in the past few years, for those of you that have had some success, you can confirm that a lot of people had their hands up. Yep, I want to sell. I want to sell. Many of you have said to me more privately, and I won't call you out. I won't even look at some of you that may have admitted this, but that people that weren't as 90 days they were going to buy or sell, that some of those people just kind of lost track of. So those people that were thinking, call me in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, maybe you let those people go. Get into the call night, come in the following morning, enter those into your database, make sure you're assigning them a smart plan. Guys, this business is not simple. It's not easy, but it is simple, right? It's not easy, but it's simple. If you do the same activities and you do them consistently with passion and with that, you're going to end up doing way more business as the market starts to turn on hot again. And you want to be there next time their hands are raised. And the only way that you can do that is if you do this work today. So we're going to be doing that, you guys, September 7th. So we got a little bit of time. But remember, to share all of this leading up to it, we're going to have all of the digital assets that Sean is putting together available. So please, don't make us chase you down. If you don't get in time, won't have pizza, and that's just not gonna be cool for you guys.
Nick will not be there without pizza, so get him pizza.
I'll just eat it in my room without.
There you go. Exactly.
Right, many of you have taken bold. I think that this is a good time and for the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to talk a little bit about some of these things and what they mean to what's happening right now in your business. So let's start with focus on the plan, not the problem. We talked a little bit about this last time, you guys. A lot of us have a tendency when the market shifts, when things change, you think, well, I'm going to change my goal. And so that's the easiest way to quit on yourself is to change your goal, right? So in this case, you focus on the plan. Maybe your plan needs to change. We're more than halfway through the year right now, and your business is probably not experiencing an up year. Does anybody in here have an up year? There are a few in the Twin Cities that do, but and if you're a new agent, should be celebrating if you've had transactions. We celebrate you. If you're an agent that's been in the business a while, this year's been a little bit more tough. I think you have the tendency to want to change the plan, or I'm sorry, you have want to change the goal. I'm asking you to change the plan. Start to consider the things that you're doing and make that the effort that you're committing to each and every day. Instead of thinking, I'm just going to continue to be kind of haphazard about my activities because the market's down and because everybody knows the market's down. Sure, the market is different. Each of us has an opportunity if we do the right things right consistently, we're going to get an unfair share of the pie. If it's not on your schedule, it does not exist. This is a bold law that I struggled with for a long time because I have a tendency when people tell me, can we do this? Yes, I want to be very accommodating. But the truth is if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. Meaning, if your lead generation isn't on your calendar, then you're really not lead gen, right? If you don't have time specified for working in your business or on your business, if you're not identifying time blocks in your life, you're probably feeling like things are a little chaotic in your life, are you not? How would you use a time block? Okay. I found that for me, and I'm kind of, you guys could tell.
Who does it for you?
You do.
So if you need an accountability partner, go on your calendar, date it, sure you're implementing it, fill it out.
That's it, you guys. You can have reasons or results. You cannot have both. What does that mean? You have reasons or results. What does that mean?
Oh, I wasn't able to today because I didn't think anybody would pick up.
Nobody
So I
picked
didn't.
up.
Oh, tomorrow, actually,
I'm gonna go to the dentist.
the morning.
Instead of around 3.
Nobody wants to talk right now about real estate. It's not been real estate market. It's summer.
They're putting closings this month.
Yeah.
They did a lot.
So you guys, well, we're making a little fun of this. The truth is that we do this every day in our life. And I've sat with a few agents that said, well, the market. Well, your business is down 50, 60, 70%. And this is more than just the market. Quit. You've taken your foot off the gas. Quit doing the activities that have shown you success in the past because you're talking yourself out of it. You're giving yourself a reason to stay in bed longer. You're giving yourself a reason to do anything other than what is actually going to make your life more success, your business more successful, and your life more manageable because you're just not. You said, you know what? I have all the reasons why this isn't going to work right now. Clarity is power. Clarity is power. How do you achieve clarity? What's clarity for you guys? Knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it. All of those things you have access to being a part of our model and our model system. You can create clarity in your life. How much do I want to make? Right? How do I do that? We call it the economic model. How many calls do I have to make? How many contacts? How many appointments? Right? How many people do I have to be with? We can provide clarity. You got to commit to the activity, right, guys? One more thing. It's not about selling real estate, it's about following a schedule. I had met with an agent last week from our grant, not here. We were just kind of catching up on some things. This person is wildly successful and they will attribute their success entirely entirely to their schedule. And guess how many hours a day they commit to working? 5 days a week. 5 hours a day. 5 hours a day they commit to working, and are purposeful about those 5 hours, down to 15-minute blocks. So if somebody says that the first things real estate gives you is more time and more money, I say the first thing that it takes from you is time and money, unless you're running it on a schedule that you know how much time you're spending, you know that the outcome and the activities, and that leads you to your goal.
Sent this out to everybody this morning. And again, Jordan will send the link in her recap email, as well as we've got the QR code, so you can just access it. But we're going to talk about on the next couple screens, as well as conversation. Really truthfully, in the next upcoming weeks, as we're kind of at that 6-month mark of the end of the year, let's kind of reset those goals. If you have not already gone into Command and set your goals, this is how you do it. It's actually, and I love the funnel and how it looks. You dial down to, you're going to set up over here. What is your goal for what year? What is your profit goal, your expenses? That's going to kind of give you this little scenario that you're going to see here. Go down and you're going to put in, since under you have a section for listings, buyers, leases. And then it's going to say under listings, you have shown interest in the service you offer, but have a two-way conversation. You're going to get to break that down to percentage to know what is your percentage, like the activity success for that particular field, whether it be the listings, the buyers, the leases. So that's just another great opportunity of something you can use in Command. So I'm going to just ask everybody, go in and set your goals. If you haven't already set them for the full year, maybe you need to rewrite them a little bit for the second half. Do that. When you run into a question, hop in. We're all here, all the leadership team. Hop into one of us and just say, hey, I'm stuck. I don't get this, or I don't know. I haven't really thought much about that. How can I get this going? Whether you're new or experienced, definitely just ask us. Let us know.
We have a younger crowd here today, right? Some of you grew up playing video games. In video games, right, you have a process, and you get once you get to. I watch my kids play Fortnite, and I feel saying it like that, but I watch them play, and there's metrics to what they're doing during the game, right? Gamify your own business. Provide metrics to it. There's colors in here, the charts. We all like colors and charts and graphs. Why? Because we can connect to them immediately and get after them. So jump into that if you guys are doing that. The other thing is, because we are a models and systems company, you guys, we have some things that can help you further define what it is you're doing, how it is you're doing, and a way for you to plan a path forward. How many of you have ever seen or filled out a 411? Okay, we have a few of you in here. What is a 411? Alex, you want to talk about a 411?
We actually, so we're going to be starting to use the 411. Typically, we've been using a 135. Yes.
We have that too.
Yes.
So we want you guys to be able to come up and grab some of these before you go. What I'd love to see you guys do with this is use this as an opportunity to self-govern, take this step with what you're doing. GPS is a 135 or a GPS, identifying what you want, how to get there, and the benchmarks to prove it. The 411 is helpful because you can move the 411 into other areas of your life beyond your business. Right? Is the 411
4
is
weeks, 1 month, 1 year.
it's all on here. How many of you have written down your actual goal? I know some of you actually have because I've met with you. How many of the rest of you have written down your goal? Right? Writing down your goal is one of the most powerful things that you can do to actually achieve that goal. Just writing it down. Right? Because by writing it down, you commit it to memory. You commit it to that now this is just written into the universe. And now you create the opportunities to achieve those goals. Most of us go through our life and believe that we have time to do it, right? I have plenty of time. So the bold law is the amount of time you give anything, the amount of time that takes. You get to the end of your life and you realize that you didn't set the goals you want, or you didn't achieve the things that you wanted because you didn't set the goals. You didn't start with working on what it was that you were actually going to commit to and achieve. And because of that, you think, well, it's okay because it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. Sometimes setting a goal makes you feel uncomfortable. And if you guys aren't uncomfortable more, you're never going to get what you want out of your life. You're never going to get there. You're going to get to a point where you feel like I'm too old to do that, or now I don't think that's a part of what my dream is anymore. You can achieve this. You can go out, you can go after it. So please, you guys, I won't harp much more on this, but please, take an opportunity before you leave here. Believe me, we're gonna keep this camera on to see which ones of you do it.
One of the things that we talked about, like we all, as far as a leadership team, we hold each other accountable. As we see the agents come into the market center, we want to know your goals. We want to be able to help and hold you accountable. Definitely grab them. And if you're willing to make a copy, share it with us, leave it in my office. And we're just going to kind of post those so that we can see you, where you add on those goals. I know this is what you're wanting to accomplish for the last 6 months. Is that great? Or maybe it's make this many calls this week. This is what I want to do. This is appointments I want to have. This is how many contacts I need to add to my database. Whatever it is, both personal and professional. Maybe it's, I want to make sure that I get this done because then I'm going to do this in my personal life. Let us know, put down on here. And if you're willing, share it with us. We will help you get accountable to those goals.
Google is bring you that more likely to achieve your goals and write them down.
Those 50% more likely to achieve your goal, just writing it down, right? Whether it's, we could talk about all the life wheel thing, right? Faith, family, money, business, friendships, right? All these things that you create and in your life and at home. And it's incredible how they do enrich your life. Something as simple as every single day, wanting to engage my family more, right? Because we're all busy. My girls are older. I set the intention and the goal to be in communication with them on a daily basis, sending dad jokes. I send dad jokes to them. And believe me, they're like, oh God. I think my kids are lucky, but I wanted to engage them so it's as dad as they are. And I think they're funny. But it keeps me in communication. And the reason that happened is because I created a goal that I would be in touch with them more frequently, right? So that they would, now that they're older and they're not in our house every day, they get a corny joke from me. They think of me and then they communicate with me more. That's a simple one that changed in the last year. And it was simple as writing it down. I want to be in better relationship with my family. And then it came, okay, what was necessary to do that? Right? They're busy, so I have to meet them where they are. They're not coming home all the time anymore. We don't have family sit down dinners anymore the way we probably do more than I think a lot of people do. And I'm grateful for that, but it started by re-engaging them. Do that same thing with your business, guys. All right, I'm going to move on really quickly because I think this is important. Earlier this week, our leadership at KW International, KWRI, Jason Abrams and Mark King, talked about this. How many of you have seen the data bank before? This is awesome. I'm very powerful about this, you guys. August 1st to October 31st is fall cleanup, and I'm gonna hand these out to you guys. I'm gonna have them over here. But a lot of times in the conversations that I'm having, guys, we struggle to define who we should call, when we should call, what we should talk about, and then further whether or not they're actually in our data bank. Why is it called a data bank? It's where our money comes from. We talked today earlier about new listings and buyer needs. If you listen closely, you guys, almost always it came from their sphere. It doesn't mean that those of you that have other Google funnels and things like that, that you aren't creating some of those. But if you look at where most agents find most of their deals, we're talking about the 80-20 rule. This is a solid number coming from their data bank. But you got to make deposits into your data bank in order for that data bank to pay you dividends. That means you got to use it. You got to enter new people in, and you got to be feeding it every single week. How many of you added somebody to your data bank this week? That's scary. Guys, honestly, I don't want to be dramatic about it, but I have to be honest. If we're not adding, if I don't call anybody out. In order for you to hit your goal, right? You know how many people using the economic model, how many people you have to talk to every working day of the year. If you're not doing that, You didn't do it today because it just didn't feel right, because you had an excuse or a reason why it didn't make sense today, you didn't do it. That means that if you did that over the course of a week, of a month, or every month you did it a few days where you just kind of didn't do the work, and you didn't add it to your database. Guys, every transaction in our market right now, right? Average transaction side is how much? What's the GCI on a transaction side right now on average? $10,000. For every deal that your economic model, for every units of people that you did not connect with, you're losing $10,000. You do that a couple times throughout the year, and your year looks wildly different. Now, on the opposite side, for those of you that haven't done it yet, imagine what your business would be like if there was a system and a model that you're using consistently, right? Let's work through the seasons of the data bank really quickly. Fall cleanup, August 1st, which is right around the corner, to October 31st. Decide what information you want to have on each person in your data bank, right? Must-haves, phone number, email address, property address, nice to have, birthday, home anniversary, birthday, home anniversary. Matt Brown used to talk quite a bit about this. Ford, how many of you know the acronym for Ford? About your database? Ford is family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? So who's in their family? How many kids do they have? What are their ages? Is this important? Because when people have their last child graduate from high school, that means they're in a transition. They're going to be doing something different potentially. It's an awesome time to reach out, right? To have conversations about what's next for them. Occupation, maybe they had a job change, or maybe somebody that they know that they work with could be a benefit to you and your database, right? Recreation, what do they do for fun? They go to Vikings games, right? Do they go boating? Do they like ATVing? Are they bowlers, right? For all of our bowlers out there. Dreams, connecting people with their dreams and allowing them the opportunity to dream. It allows them to do what? It allows them to reach out to you and say, I've been dreaming about a lake house. I've been dreaming about a home with a pool. I've been dreaming about condo living closer to the city. Allowing them, encouraging them, and embracing what they're dreaming about will bring them back to you, but knowing these things and putting them in your data bank, that's what the fall cleanup is for. Where are the holes in your data bank? How many, well, let's take a step back. I know that you guys are going to read this. How many of you can commit to getting your data bank in order this fall? And how can I hold you accountable to do it? How many of you will commit to fall cleanup of your data bank? Okay. How can we hold you accountable to that? You want to do it in here? Want us to check back in with you?
Are you define cleanup? Yes.
Yep, so this top one here, this right in front of you, bad boy. In front of you, the idea behind the cleanup, you guys, is very, very simple. Getting their phone number, email address, and their home address into. Second thing is making some notes about Ford. Remember Ford when you're having these conversations, because it will trigger you to ask questions, right? Hey, Isaac, tell me a little bit about, hey, how was your summer been? Right? Outstanding. So sorry, I forgot. What are your kids' ages now? Right? Have you been hanging out with them this summer? Are you guys doing anything special as a family this summer? Right? That's simple. Hey, Isaac, how's work been? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's awesome, right? Oh, and you're still at Medtronic. Yep. Congratulations, right? Recreation. What are you gonna do for fun this summer? You can do this, you guys, even simpler. You can do this right on social media. Put out a post on your social to your data or to your sphere. Hey, tell me what you're doing this summer. We're more than halfway through the summer. The 4th of July is usually kind of the middle for most of us. We're now at the end of July. I don't know if you guys have been to Target or Walmart lately, but guess what's already out? Back to school stuff, right? So our mindset is already kind of moving into what are you going to do this summer? What are you going to do with the last month of summer with your family? That's a recreation. Use those in your posts to engage people. Maybe come across I know that Alec loves water parks, and I see a discount code from Valley Fair for their water park. and I shoot it over to him and say, hey, I thought of you, buddy. I saw this and I thought of you. I just had this happen to me last week where I was thinking of somebody. I sent them the article. It was a great article for them. And it encouraged them to have a conversation and sit down with me. They're at a different brokerage. This is how it works, you guys. Leaning into other people's board, right? Their family, their occupation, their recreation and their dreams allows you an opportunity to own that lease. So get into this, you guys. I'm not gonna get into the winter of renewal because we're not there yet. I want you guys to focus on the top one here, and that is clean up your database, phone numbers, email addresses, home addresses, right? And then go through the board, add some note to your notes for them, so you know what conversation to have, you guys. This is the most important thing that I can think of outside of making sure that you have an accountability partner. Make sure you have a goal for the year and make sure you break it down. Does anybody have any questions? All right, so I'm just gonna commit all of you to this. If you haven't already committed, you're committed now. Get into this. Get into this, you guys. So the next time, I might even stop you in the hallway and say, hey, where's your data bank at? Have you made these phone calls? Because how simple is it? This is stupid simple to do. How simple is it to pick up the phone and call Isaac and just say, how's your summer been, man? Right? That covers a lot of the Ford conversations that gonna come out of that. My family, we went to the Dells, we went to Arizona. Well, don't go there, it's super hot right now. We're going to the lake. My sister's got a place on Balsam. Talk about just talking to people and then update your data bank while you're doing it, right? It's that simple. If you have a phone number, you have an email address, find a way to engage in this as quickly as you can. Any questions, guys? I got 100% commitment, right? Don't make me stick Linda on. She's nasty when people don't get to there. She is. I don't want to mess with her, you guys. I mean, you've seen what Shane has created. That's because Linda is nasty when you go. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here.
Just a reminder